It's a new year and everybody's making new year resolutions. That's why you clicked on this video. But let me ask you something. Why exactly are you in school? I wanted to drop out of school when I was 10 years old. And that's 10 years ago. I wonder what would have become of me if I actually dropped out. But not everybody knows that story. You might actually be in the same situation as me or almost at the edge. And that's because of one reason. You really don't know why you are in school. I was in school just because of the societal norm, just like when I was in grade 5, and my sole purpose was that I wanted to get married. But I knew I had to finish primary school, and I had to finish secondary school, then university. But in grade 6, I just wanted to quit school, get married, and start another life because everything was just frustrating. I wish somebody asked me this question: why exactly am I in school? But they only tell you to go to school. They don't tell you why you should go to school. And this is why people end up wasting their lives and their years in school with nothing to show for it. And the slang, school na scam, is spreading like wildfire. Most people choose to drop out of school these days because it has become a trend. But why exactly should you be in school? This video is a project I decided to embark on because I don't want you to be like my 10-year-old self, and I want you to start your school year off right and strong. Welcome to Young Gang, I'm Divine, and in today's video I'll be telling you 10 ways you should start your school year strong. Even if you are not in school or you finish school or you're about to enter school, these tips will help you. You are in a movie. Have you ever pictured yourself and imagined yourself as a main character in a movie or a music video? Like, especially when you just finish watching a movie and start imagining yourself like a fairy tale. The truth is, your life actually is a fairy tale. You are actually in a movie. Every part of your life is a scene, and every scene has a duration. Whatever choices you make or actions you do in each scene will affect the next scene. Every part of life, whether pain, joy, sadness, happiness, every scene is temporary. So whatever you are in your life, make sure you maximize your choices in those scenes. Today is the future past tense. So instead of dwelling in your past, dwell in today, because today is going to be your future past. For example, you could be in the classroom and the lecturer or teacher is very boring. But guess what? It's only for a scene. The next scene, you'll be out of the class. Make sure you act with all your acting skills, because there are no behind the scenes in this movie. You just have to act as fast as you get into the scene. Just like the Korean movie Extraordinary You. There is no lights.
Wow.
And I have to do this video. Next tip is to procrastinate wisely. Coming from a procrastinator, I'll link a YouTube video where a TEDx talk where this guy talked about how to get more than 24 hours in a day. And he said, in order to do this, you should procrastinate wisely. And this tip has changed my life. If it is not necessary, don't do it. At that moment, at that particular climax of the moment, if you don't have to do it, skip it for another day. For example, if I have clothes to wash, today is Thursday, I have an assignment that is due next week Thursday, and I have a test tomorrow. I will not wash my clothes because it's not necessary. I have other clothes I can wear tomorrow. I have a test that is due tomorrow by 8 o'clock. So obviously, I'm going to read my book. I am not going to do my assignment. Maybe after the test, I can read my book and wash my clothes. So procrastinate this year very wisely.
That's crazy. Like, okay.
You're really going to procrastinate. So instead, be wise when you're procrastinating. It will help you in school, even if you're not in school. Did you know that everything you do is based on how you want to feel? Oh, you don't believe me? Let me explain it. If you want to graduate with a first class, it's because of you want to come out of school and feel I can say it anywhere that I graduated from school. Let me give you another instance. You actually want to lose weight, not because of think you are fat, but because of you want people to say, wow, Divine, I love the way you look, because you want a feeling. Every decision you make is based on a feeling. But you know the problem is emotions fade away. We just started a new year and everybody is in the feeling of a new year and new year resolutions. But that emotion might fade away by the time we get to May. So you have to maximize your emotions. Once you get those emotions, they might fade away. You never get the same feeling again. Just like you clicked this video because you want to start your year right. Use that same drive, that same emotion to drive you this year in school. If you say you want A in literature, instead of thinking of how you are going to get through those pages, think of the feeling of getting A in literature and get through reading that poem. I have tips on how to read, but this video is not about how to read. What exactly do you want? If you have clarity, if you get clarity, your mind will be balanced, your mind will be calm, you'll be able to push towards your goals faster with less tension. If I say at the end of this year, I want to lose weight, that is not clarity. But if I tell you that at the end of this year, my goal is to lose 68 pounds, that's clarity. I know what I want. If you're in school and you want to get A+, you don't just want to graduate. I was watching Amy Okoli's video when she talked about law, and she talked about how in order to graduate to a first class, just get a first class in your first year. That's clarity. But if you don't know what you want, you will not know the resources you need, the time and hours you will invest, and you will not know the journey on how to get what you want. I'm not telling that every time you will have clarity. Try your possible best to be clear. What is worth doing is worth doing well and worth doing right. God placed an excellent spirit on Daniel. He can for you because you're not in Daniel's era. You're in 2022. Whatever God has placed in your hands, do it with all your might. Do it diligently. Just try your best. And once you try your best, leave it to God to handle the rest. Rhyming. Put in the work. Don't expect anything without putting inputs. If you're just focusing on the output, which is the goal, and you're not focusing on the journey, then you will not be able to get to anywhere this year. Think forward, not backwards. As simply put, stop regretting, stop dwelling in your past, start living in the present. Instead of regretting and thinking, how I wish if only I had, what if I did this, what if I had done this, put that motion, that same motion you are using to regret, use that motion and walk towards your future and your present. I don't think anybody has ever told you about this. I watched a YouTube video. I'll link the video in the cards. Every human being has 24 hours in a day, right? 24 divided by 8 is equals to 3. In my Bible, the whole particular day is divided into morning and night, or day and night. But 8 by 8 by 8 rule system divides the day into 3. That's why you see English speakers will say we have morning, afternoon and night. I want you to understand is that an average human being doesn't have 24 hours. An average human being has 16 hours. An average human being works at efficiency when they have 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Some of us that have only 5 to 10 hours of sleep before we are efficient. So you have to think, how will I maximize the 16 hours I have today? Start small. Start little by little. If I tell you the goals and dreams I had from when I was 6, you'll be like, this girl in her right senses. I myself, I think of how I set those big goals and like, how will I achieve them? But the truth is that every big goal is just a combination of small goals. Let me give you an example. My mom was selecting corn, maize. We're selecting corn for pap, akamu. If you are Nigerian, you understand what I mean. We already did like 4 bags, so we're left like 1 more bag. And my mom was like,
this thing is still plenty. How are we going to finish this?
And I told her, you did 1 bag, you did 2 bags. So what will this last bag take from you? You have to climb your mountain 1 step at a time than thinking of how you will get to the top of the mountain without even taking 1 step. If you say you want to graduate as the best graduating student or whatever your goal this year, start with your tests, start with your exams, assignments. Never, I'm telling you, never in your life overestimate or underestimate anybody. Just because of the person is a pastor doesn't mean the person is not liable to fall. Just because of the person is stupid in class doesn't mean the person cannot beat you in a subject, because human beings are subject to change just like you. Don't overestimate yourself and be like, oh, I'm the most brilliant person in the class, I'm better than this person. No, don't. The only person you should overestimate is God. If not, that is the beginning of your failure. Compete with yourself. If you think competing with your classmates, counterpart, or your colleague in school will help you improve your life this year, that is a lie. Instead, you are going to have a lot of burnout, you are going to hate yourself, you are going to compare yourself, you're just going to remain stuck on that person's success. Your starting point might be another person's failure, and another person's failure might be the beginning of your success. Imagine somebody having 10 over 10, you have 6 over 10. When you get 10 over 10 and the person gets 6 over 10, you will just have that instant gratification. Because if that person has 7 over 10 and you have 4 over 10, you will feel that only if I had 7 over 10. Meanwhile, your goal is not meant to be 7 over 10, your goal is meant to be 10 over 10. Set your personal goals for yourself and not in comparison with anybody this year. And since you are still watching this video, I have a bonus tip for you that will help you this year. Your mindset. Every battle you fight, physically, emotionally, they are won in your mind. If you tell yourself you are a failure, then you are a failure. If you tell yourself you can do it, then you can do it. Manifestation starts from your mind. Whatever you think, believe, plan, or imagine starts from your mind. Even if you say you hate mathematics, you tell yourself, I will pass this math subject. Your mindset is going to help you. I found out why I should be in school, and that's because of experiences. Experiences are priceless. Click on the video to learn how to keep your experiences in a journal.